Did you see the leak that all female artists' music are written by the same three men? I don't know what you're referring to, but that extends to the entire pop industry. There's one guy, his name's Max Martin, and he writes pretty much every chart-topping song out there. That's not like a huge leak or anything. It's well known. He writes pretty much every number one hit that you've ever heard. Or can I just get like a whole list of his number ones? Oh, this is the list of some of the number ones. I guess they don't all hit number one, but most of them do. It's like this in the entire music industry. It's not just every female artist or whatever the leak says. It's like every artist in general. Some guy also writes all of BTS music. I've said this on stream like 5 times. I'll say it again. A friend of mine from high school writes a lot of the K-pop number one songs. Well, I guess they're not all. Again, I'm exaggerating when I say they're all number ones. A buddy of mine writes a lot of K-pop's biggest songs. Like, he writes for Twice. I've talked about that quite a bit. So yeah, I'm well aware of how that works in the music industry. They don't like hide it either. Like, he is credited for his work, as is Max Martin. I think just a lot of fans don't really like to look too deep into it, so they just assume their favorite artist writes their own music. But in the mainstream music industry, that's just not the case. It's not like a huge revelation, I don't think. Do you write your music? Yeah. I don't think there's any self-respecting ghostwriter that would have written something like 2019 Guy or Skynut. A cuck-core anthem and then a song about robots from the future that come back to steal our cum. Like, those are all from my noodle up here. Troy writes all the music, I write the lyrics. When we get a new album, we're actually working on it right now. So we'll release like 1 or 2 singles, then an EP, then more music videos. Kind of the same way we did it last time. So it'll be soon. Hopefully by the end of the year. Christmas album coming? No. It's not really a Christmas album or anything like that. More God Slap soon. Issue 2, December 7th. How did the DJ Khaled closet booking go? Not live yet. I'm surprised you don't talk about it more. What? The music we make? The Gentlemen? I talk about it when it comes up. I don't bring it up out of nowhere. I also think it's always really enjoyable that a lot of those tracks end up in Spotify playlists and people will hear them and have no idea it's us. And then eventually they decide to look at the music video and they're like, what the fuck? Especially for Skynut in particular. Who plays the instruments for your band? Troy. I met Troy because I was a fan of his project Soul State. I didn't realize it was like just him in Soul State. I really liked his music. And he ended up reaching out because I was talking about his music and it was in one of my public playlists. And then we just became friends and worked on music together. You should practice singing so you don't need autotune. It's actually not autotune. I'm not a good singer, but it's not autotune either. It's just slight tweaks to actually make the notes hit harder. But yeah, I'm not a good singer. So manual tune. Yeah, just not auto-tune. Manual tune's fine. Almost all music is manually tuned. Well, yeah, it's part of the mixing and mastering. I brought this up on stream. I've only been to a few concerts in my life. And so I went to a T.I. concert. He sounded very different than he does on his tracks. Like, T.I. on his tracks is like really deep, very bassy. In real life, it felt like someone went up and started doing karaoke. And it's like that for pretty much every concert I've been to, except Young Gravy and Baby No Money. They actually sound exactly the same in real life as they do on their tracks, but aside from them, it's always super different from all of the concerts I've been to. And then I tried to listen to some of the tracks from When We Were Young tour, so like My Chemical Romance, When We Were Young, which was recent, and I was blown away by how far it sounded from like the actual album track. Can't See You at a T.I. concert. It was a free concert at USF. Even when I went, this was like 2017. No, 2015. Even then, T.I. had kind of fallen out of popularity. So he was doing a free concert at USF. Gerard isn't going to sound the same way he used to 15 years ago. Yeah, maybe not a great example. It's just, every concert I've heard is so different live. Isn't that kind of a given though? Yeah, I guess I just never expected it to be so different. One band that I've never saw live, unfortunately, but I used to have like their live DVDs when they used to do like live from Texas Linkin Park DVDs. Linkin Park sounded great live, apparently. Those concerts were such a fucking chaotic fest of fun, it seemed. And they sounded amazing live. So I definitely think it's just, I guess, when you see them, like on any given day, they might sound better than some other concert. I don't really know. Favorite band. My favorite band I keep flip-flopping on. Favorite band used to be Rise to Fall. Then it was Cybreed. I think now I can safely say it's probably like Deftones. Deftones I've listened to since, early 2000s. When I was still in middle school. And I've just always liked them. Their music is just genuinely timeless. You like Paramore? Paramore's got some bangers. I cannot stand the newest Paramore track. I thought that was fucking miserable, but yeah, like Paramore does have some good songs from back in the day. Remember when Ice JJ Fish was big on the internet? He just got married. Of course I remember. He recently just got married. He actually just seems like a pretty well-adjusted guy. Like, yeah, this popped off for him, and he used it to his advantage, and he just seems like a good guy. Like I said, man, I'm pretty happy for him overall. Like, he turned that into a pretty strong career. Seems like a well-grounded guy from everything I've seen from him. He created hyperpop. Unironically, he was ahead of his time. If he released that track now, it would be very popular on TikTok, and he would have an audience of people that like enjoy it unironically. They call it like great music unironically. He was just a little ahead of his time. Wouldn't have gone viral because it's not strange now. I know, that's what I'm saying. He was like a little ahead of his time. That's a huge stretch. It would be more of a meme sound. No, there's like unironically fucking trash music that has a great audience that loves it to defend it as like real music. Fuck, who was it? Stream told me about this guy before he blew up. And his voice sounds like Kirby. Oh my god, what is his name? Ah, fuck. Like AK-40 or something? His music was like... Oh, that's it. That's what it is. 645 AR. Yeah. When we saw this a long time ago, it didn't even have like 100,000 views. Like, it's fun music, but there are people that legitimately think that, that goes hard. Like, I'm gonna bop that in the car. So if Ice JJ Fish released that track just a little later, he would have been like revered as a popular artist. Because the belief nowadays is like the vocals, the lyrics, they don't really matter. It's just, does the beat slap? Is the beat hard? Yes? Okay, then the whole song's good. What? Oh, I've talked about Viper a ton. Viper the rapper has the most albums out of any rapper ever. He has like fucking 2,000 full albums. Though most of the songs are just repeat songs that he, for some reason, forgets that he already released. But yeah, I'm very familiar with Viper. Y'all cowards don't even smoke crack. We've talked about him a lot. Yep, Lil B's iconic. Lil B has 30 albums with 100 songs. Yeah, that's nothing compared to Viper, though. No, again, I pulled it up multiple times. I'll pull it up again because he probably already added like 50 new albums since the last time we checked in. Viper the rapper. Oh man, this is way out of date. But here, in 2019, he had already had 1,500 albums. No, 2020, he had 1,500 albums. And the albums usually have like 12 songs.